Hi, this is Galila Sinatra, and this is a quick start guide to the spot-on choreography design system. First, be aware that this system only moves you. It does not animate you. So you will need an animation HUD like the spot-on performance director, the smooth dancer, or you can also use a third-party animation HUD. Secondly, you're going to need some basic SL building skills. So if you don't have any or need to brush up on your skills, then you can go to a classroom, to a class in SL, and I'll put a link down below to a great place for you to learn. Or you can watch some YouTube videos. And thirdly, do not rely only on this video as all of your knowledge for the choreography system. There is a web tutorial that you should go through on our website, and also all of the documentation is there, so with easy links for you to find answers quickly, and you should bookmark that page, and those links will be down below. So let's get started. So in your package of Choreography Designer, Spot-on Choreography Design System 1.18, you have a HUD, a mover, and a designer. I have a few more in here because I resed. Whenever we tell you to res a fresh designer ring, just remember it'll be the bottom one in a list. If you pick them back up again, it goes back in your inventory in the same folder. So the bottom one, the last designer in the list, will be the original one that comes with your package. Just an FYI there. So I'm going to make a route so I can dance on a stage. Let's pretend this is a stage, and I want to place the designer ring typically backstage, but you can put it on stage. Just remember that the designer ring and waypoints are not used during the show. They're just to make your route, and then you make your route, put it in the mover, and you take your mover to the show, or you res your movers at the show. So the first thing you want to do when you're designing your route, after you've figured out your start point where you want to begin, is you res the designer 1.18 ring from your inventory. When you do that, you're going to get this pop-up here asking for link and delink permissions from other objects, and you say yes. You must say yes to that. If you're clicking your ring and nothing's happening, you probably missed that pop-up, and so go ahead and look for it and say yes. So now look at your designer ring, and you have this blue line here, and the blue line is the direction of travel. So this is the facing of where you want to go. So I'm going to rotate it, and let's say out here somewhere is my audience. So I'm going to rotate it, grabbing the blue ring using the SL edit tools. And if I drag my cursor outside of this white tick area, then it locks it to the grid. So I want to go exactly that way, so there I have it. Now I want to get my waypoints out. You click the ring and you get a menu, and the first menu item is, and we'll go through all of these menu items, some here and some in the feature video. Add waypoint. So the first waypoint reses inside the ring. This is a linked set, so all the waypoints and the rings are a linked set, with the ring being the root part of the link set. Make sure never to unlink them, or it'll be a problem. So now I want to move my waypoint to my first position, and my first position is going to be either where I make a turn or where I make a pause. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a bunch of waypoints, kind of like a dotted line, to go straight. You just have to have the two endpoints. So with SL Edit tools, I'm going to choose Edit Linked Parts. And sometimes it's a problem trying to grab this inside there because they're linked parts. I figures I get it right away again. So what I do is just click anywhere else, like the floor, and then click back to there, and you have it. So I'm going to drag it straight out, and if I drag my cursor outside while holding the mouse button outside of these white tick marks, it's going in a straight line and it's locking to the grid. So it's easier to line things up that way. So there's my waypoint 1. Say this is backstage and this is getting me onto stage. So now I want to put another waypoint. I'm going to do it like a little zigzag here just to show you. So I want another waypoint. I'm going to click the ring again and say add waypoint. Here's my waypoint 2. It now comes out close to waypoint 1 so you can grab it easily. I'm going to click the ground, then click that. And now I'm going to go off to the right. Let's see, let's make sort of a Z pattern. And I want to make sure that this waypoint is pointing in the direction of travel. So if I'm going from here to there, I want to be facing that way. So I need to change this waypoint. I need to rotate it. So the waypoints are always facing in the direction of travel to the waypoint, not from it or not while you're at it. Okay, so, well, while you're at it, you're going to be facing in that direction. So now I'm going to go back to the left. I want to add another waypoint. I can do that also from the waypoint menus themselves. If this is backstage, if the ring is backstage and it's behind a wall, it's kind of hard to get to. So you can just click the waypoint and say add waypoint. It's the one here in the third row. So now I'm going to grab Edit Linked Parts, grab this one, drag it over there, and turn it. And notice that I'm camming about so I can see it better. And if I cam up above or that way, I can see that that's facing in the correct direction. Alright, so now I'm going to go back straight again. Let me just add one more. Add waypoint. There we go. Rotate that, make it back straight. So that'll be my end point. To be able to see your route, you can click the designer menu. Move this little menu in more. You can click the designer menu and choose particles and choose a color. So this is a pretty simple route, so the particles really don't help us much, but if you have a lot of rings and a lot of dancers and a lot of waypoints out, sometimes it can get confusing, so you can have different colors particles going just so you could get things straight and know who's going where. So let me just turn the particles off. So now what I want to do is I want to set my time. Of course, the mover is just going to move me, and it's going to move me in the timing that I want here, including the pauses. It is not going to animate me. The animation is what you're going to do from either Smooth Dancer or Performance Director HUD or a third-party HUD. So let's say I want to take 2 seconds to get 3 seconds to get here to waypoint 1. Right now the default time on the hover text, the default time is 1 second. I want to make this 3 seconds, so I'm going to click the waypoint and choose time, enter 3, and then submit. And now you see that the time above it says 3 seconds. Say here at waypoint 3 I want to pause, and I just want to pause there for 5 seconds just to go with some animation that I'm doing. So I'm going to go up to the waypoint, click it, and get the menu and choose sleep time. Don't get sleep time confused with auto pause. Sleep time means it's going to wait there at the mover will wait there at that waypoint for the set amount of time and then move on automatically. The other setting is auto pause, and if you turn auto pause on, the mover will wait there until it receives a command from you or from a HUD to move on. And that is another feature for another video. So let's put a just a 5-second sleep time there. So now I have 3 hover text over it. Waypoint 3, time is 1 second and sleep is 5 seconds. And I think the last one is good at 1 second. So let's get our route. First we're going to click the ring and get our mover. Move over. Res mover. And now the mover reses in the exact center of the ring at the same coordinates and at the same rotation. You want to make sure that it is always that if you accidentally move the mover. So now inside the mover you have a card named movement card. Here is an example of a route in there, but we're going to replace that. So I'm going to click the ring, and now on the ring, get note card. So get note card, you open chat, local chat, and in here, if you don't see it, Control H is open local chat, and we want to copy begin note card to end note card. Keep in mind that there's only because of SL limitations, there's only so much chat that can go in groups in a group coming out at once. So sometimes if you have a very long route and you have maybe 18 or 19 waypoints, it'll come out in segments. So you see this is segment 1. You would have to scroll down more to see segment 2 and segment 3 and so on. And you would just put those together, and that is on the website for you to see. It's very easily done. Okay, so I'm going to copy just begin note card to end note card. Edit the mover, and I'm just going to paste that right over that. So there are my coordinates. There's other parameters that you can put in here that would go at the top, that some are needed when using other spot-on tools like the Performance Director or Smooth Dancer, and that's also for another video, but just know that you have some parameters that you can put in there. They're also listed in the note card in your folder. Okay, so now I'm going to get on the mover. We have our information in the card. I'm going to get on the mover and do a test run. There's going to be no animations, of course. Turn AO off. And if your feet, sometimes with the difference in shoes and feet in SL, and hover height, someone's feet could go into the floor or be above the floor, and now is the time that you can page up or page down to get your feet correctly, and you want to do that before moving. So when all your dancers get on, make sure they check their height there. So now I'm wearing my little HUD that came with my package. I'm going to press play, and that's very fast. I'm going to pause there at 3, where I put the 5-second pause in, and I go to 4. So that was very fast, and what I want to do is slow that down a little bit. Of course, it's going to depend on your animations, because you can play this while you're doing your animations from your HUD so you can see what looks best. So pressing stop or reset, the red button on your HUD, will send you back to start. You want to make sure that you don't hop off the mover. When using just this small HUD, you want to make sure that you don't hop off the mover until you hit that, because now the mover then thinks that wherever you hopped off is the start position, and you would have to manually move your mover back to the ring, the exact spot. So what I'm going to do is increase my time here in travel. So pressing waypoint 1, I'm choosing time, and I'm going to change that to 3 seconds. Then waypoint 2, and these don't have to be even numbers. Waypoint 2, I'm going to say 2.5 seconds. Waypoint 3, let's try 2.75 seconds. And waypoint 4, we'll go 2.5. So now all of those changes you can see on top of them. Now the time is there. I'm going to hop off. Now I need to get another read note card. Remember, any changes that you're making to your waypoints, they're not reflected at all inside your mover until you get a note card and put it into the mover. The mover is not connected, is not part of the link set of the designer, so it doesn't know until you put the coordinates in there. So click the ring, and we want Get Note Card. Control H opens chat history, and I'm going to get that text. Control C is copy, or right click and copy. I'm going to edit the mover, open the mover card, highlight all of the text, and hit Control V, or right click and choose paste. Save that card and close it. And inside chat history, or in local chat, you will see it'll say, it kind of resets itself after you save a note card in it, and it'll say ready. So I'm going to hop on again. I'll just go up a little bit. Now press play. Now that's a more reasonable speed. Notice the directions that I'm facing. There's my 5-second pause. Notice the nice smooth turn in the direction that you're traveling. I hit stop again and hop off. Okay, well that's it for the quick start guide for the choreography system, and next time will be features, and I'll be working on videos going on to how to use with the performance director and with the group formation system. Bye now.